arguably the best from the East, Jay-Z, being inducted into, I believe, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look it up there. That way you can read it.
Why are we calling hip hop rock and roll? Why? What is this?
Yes.
What is this?
So I do believe that Jay-Z was indicted. God forbid.
God
That's
bless.
the old him.
God
Inducted
bless.
into the Songwriters Hall of Fame back in the day, like the ASCAPs. Because I know there's a couple people. There's not many people in hip hop. It's him, Jermaine Dupri. But now this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I believe, which is always something that rubbed me the wrong way. Even people like
He did work with Linkin Park.
Nigga,
Oh
okay,
my God,
come on.
and I worked with Green Day.
You
Nigga,
swear,
come
you swear.
on.
I
I'm
wrote a
serious.
hook for Green Day, so I'm in a Hall of Fame for
I'm
rock and
joking.
roll.
Relax.
No.
Relax.
Like many awards during the shows during the award shows during the pandemic, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame hosted a virtual induction in 2020. Okay. Video introduction for Jay-Z that flaunted the rapper's wide reach open with a tribute to. So this is the 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So they're doing it now? Yes, because I do remember news last year where this was like, people knew that this was going to happen. So that's why this was like an event. Okay. But is there any specific? I guess you just get it's just that's what it is. You get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's because there's nothing else specifically. Like there's no subtitle to that. I guess I don't know why I thought there was, but yeah. So he's a part of it.
Why though? Why was it again?
Rock and roll right there. So stop right there. So it says, growing up, we didn't think we would be could be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We were told that hip hop was a fad, much like punk rock. It gave us this anti-culture, this subgenre, and there were heroes in it. Next generation, that anything is possible. Letting people know that next generation, anything is possible. I mean,
I still don't get it.
I get it. Whereas like the perspective of like rock and roll.
That don't look like Jay-Z.
Rock and roll was like the first ever like alternative like sound of music and genre, like especially in America. Like out here, like that's what. And then a lot of people always argued like, well, the guy who basically, I think, in my opinion, it's always disputed, blah, 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 that invented rock and roll, rest in peace, was Little Richard, who passed away, I believe, last year. So, and that's a black artist, you know. So, descending from him, that umbrella that we got, people always say like, yeah, that's hip hop. Now we got hip hop from that, because it sprinkled into something else, you know, being that sort of like hated upon music, or like that sort of like don't play that type of music. And that's what rock and roll was back in the day, especially in black households. Like it was too crazy, you know, like what is this? And then people started making their own version of it. But it's like, I see it from both sides. Like from a mainstream white side, it's dope to be like, yeah, anything is possible. But it's like, do I really want that? Like, that's possible, but is that like a good possible? Like, I don't know. Maybe in traditional aspects, but why isn't there, let's now do like a hip hop Hall of Fame? That's what I would love. Let's have, and why isn't that already established? And why isn't that bigger than rock and roll? Who's playing rock and roll right now? There's no
rock and roll. Is
like,
definitely taking a resurgence, but it's like
the older acts, you know, and the older acts are always going to tour for life. Rock and roll, you can tour for life. But
no, yeah, absolutely. These guys are huge. These were the biggest stars. Fuck, dog. You crazy.
Yeah,
like, damn, these guys huge, dog. Like, these motherfuckers was a niggas selling out arenas. But,
and the biggest rock and roll album recently was the Grammy Award winning one was a rapper, MGK.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's taking a resurgence, and we see how hip hop and rock and roll have relations.
He doesn't like MGK.
MGK's
That album was good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like,
Fun as well.
this is dope. Like, and Trippy's, I like Trippy's rock album. We just got
I like that one.
the Young Thug album that was rock, so I like that. But then even those albums is like, okay, so what's going on here?
Hip hop is a hodgepodge of different genres and different sounds and different everything. And
I think it's bigger than rock and roll.
no, right now, yes.
But like even though, like in general, like I don't know, man. We gotta start making that differentiation. Jay-Z, I feel like he's said that before, but then it is dope for him to receive an award, and probably he loves this sort of like love that he's getting, because it was fucking LL Cool J there. There was like a lot of like dope people that inspired him.
It says that Tina Turner was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
It's
Tina
wild to
Turner.
me.
Yeah,
It's wild
and I
to
think
me.
Biggie previously as well. Biggie was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's like we need the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I don't know, man. It's confusing. It's very confusing.
And then what do you even put an act like Tina Turner in hip hop? The idea of genres is very confusing because it's not the music that separates it. It's cultural more than musical.
Right.
You know, genres are odd.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird, but I do love that. You know, shout out to Hove getting that honoration right there. You know,
I would listen to and Jay-Z is somebody you return to as you get older.
Yes.
And you say, "Oh wow, I'm finally understanding what he means."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's the point I'm in my life right now, where I'm listening to his older stuff and I'm like, "Oh, this is why this nigga is one of the best ever."
Yeah, he's like a
It's
rap Bible.
crazy.